Hello people, my name is Ferdy and in this tutorial I will show you how you can get your own web hosting plan, your own domain, so you can create a website, and how to get your own email account, make sure that all your emails are synced on all devices you use. This and so much more is what I will cover in this tutorial. I will show you how to choose the right web hosting plan for your business and how to get your own domain name for free. Then we will install WordPress on our new domain name. We will create an email account, access it through webmail, configure it on Microsoft Outlook or Mac Mail, and configure it for your smartphone. We will make sure that all email platforms are in sync, so when I flag an email on one device, it's also flagged on all other devices. You will learn how to create a subdomain like this, how to get a second domain in your web hosting plan, how to host a website using an external domain that is registered somewhere else, and how to transfer your website, domains, email accounts, and emails from one web hosting provider towards Hostinger. We'll also talk about restoring backups, creating backups manually, and using the staging tool so you can edit a copy of your website, and when you're finished with all the adjustments, push that staging website to the live website so you never can mess up something on your live website. We'll talk about web hosting features that make your website faster, like CDN, and how to get access to the support if you ever need support. So after watching this tutorial, you know how to manage the digital aspect of your business, your website, web hosting, emails, migrating, backups, all that stuff. In the description of this video, I have timestamps. So if you want to go to a certain part in the tutorial, you can click on one of those timestamps and you go directly to that part of the tutorial. When I go to fast for you, you can go to the settings here at YouTube, playback speed, slow down the speed of this tutorial. And if you want to go back a few seconds in the video, just hit the left arrow on your keyboard and you'll go back 5 seconds in the video. I hope you can appreciate that I made this video. If you do, please like the video. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. In this tutorial, I will show you how to set everything up with web hosting, but I also have a lot of tutorials that will show you how you can make your own website when you have your own domain and web hosting plan. So 2 more practical things. The 2 most important things we're going to do right now are the following. So first, you get your free domain name and we will get web hosting. What is a domain name? A domain name is the address of your website. Web hosting is a special computer that's turned on 24/7 that contains all your files, all your emails, all your images, all the content on your website. So with your free domain name and web hosting, you are visible on the internet. Then we will install WordPress, and WordPress is completely free. It's the best tool to create a website without having to know anything about coding because WordPress is doing all the hard stuff for you. So are you ready to get your own web hosting plan and a free domain name? If so, let me show you how to get started. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip this part. If you don't have a domain name and web hosting, you can go to webhosting45.com, hit enter. Then we click here to go to Hostinger. Throughout the years, I've been searching for the best web hosting companies that are also affordable. And then I came across Hostinger. I'm already using them for 5 years and I love it. And I'm not the only one. If you take a look at the reviews on Trustpilot, you see that other people are also really excited about Hostinger. And if you take a look at the Google Trends, Hostinger is taking over the web hosting industry. They're getting more and more popular. Why? Because their web hosting quality is top-notch and they are affordable. So I can click over here and there are 3 plans, and let me make it really easy for you to make the right choice. When it comes to site speed, the premium plan has SSD storage, which is fast, but with the business plan, you have NVMe storage. That's up to 5 times as fast as SSD storage. So when you're getting started, I would go with the business plan. Why not the cloud startup? Because you can always upgrade later. So when you've made 30 websites in your business plan, okay, then it would be a great idea to upgrade to the cloud startup. But if you're getting started, I recommend the business plan. So what does the business plan have? Over here, you can have up to 100 websites. It's really easy to install WordPress with a few clicks. You have 200 gigabytes of NVMe storage, so it's fast. And you have enough space to create a lot of websites. You get a free domain with other web hosting companies that costs around $20. Here you get it for free. And if you already have web hosting somewhere else, there is a free automatic migration tool that can migrate your website from your current web hosting provider to Hostinger. Of course, you have free email, free SSL, which will make your website secure. Daily backups, so if you somehow mess up your website, you can restore a backup from the day before or the day before that. There's free CDN, which makes your website fast in any place in the world. And with your free domain, you also get free domain privacy. What does it mean? Normally, when you register a domain, all your information that you fill in, your address, your phone number, will be visible on the internet. And companies can start to send you emails like, hey, I can make a website for you, I can make a logo for you. And when you have domain privacy, that information is hidden. And with other web hosting companies, that costs money. But here at Hostinger, it is free. And to make it even better, let's scroll up. you get a 30-day money back guarantee. So it's risk-free. If you somehow don't like the service, you can get your money back, no questions asked. So I will go with the business plan. So I click on choose plan. And then we can decide for how long we want to go for web hosting. And the longer the period, the more discount you get. So if you go for 48 months, you get 3 months for free. This is 4 years. And you pay $3.99 per month. If we scroll down over here, it says have a coupon code. And if you fill in the name, Ferdy over here, you click on apply. And you scroll up again, you get 10% discount extra. And then you pay $3.59 per month for the next 4 years. You can also decide to go for 24 months or for 12 months. So if I would say 12 months, you pay $4.49 per month. You get your free domain name for the first year. And then if we scroll down, the total amount will be $65.21. And if you have a company, you can fill in your details over here. And then the taxes will be subtracted. So you will pay just $53.89 for the first year of web hosting and a domain name. And then you can create a website that is blazing fast and have amazing customer support. So if I scroll up, look at this, select payment. There are so many payment providers based on where we come from. So if you come from a different country, you can have local payment methods that are available in that country. So from any place in the world, you can pay with your local payment method. So what you need to do, if you know for how many months you want to get web hosting, I go for 12 months. Then you need to scroll down and we can create an account with our email address. You need to create a password. Then you can select your payment method. And you see that all the information over here is optional. So I will not fill this in right now. I scroll down. I want to pay with credit card. If you want to pay with something else, you can select it over here. I scroll down. I fill in my details for the credit card. And then I click on Submit Secure Payment. Now we are redirected to the control panel. And it will only take a few seconds. Congratulations with your web hosting plan. Now we're gonna choose a domain name and configure a few other things. Let me show you what we're gonna do. So now we can install WordPress. So it says, hello, for who is this website? Well, it's for myself or my business. I click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to create a website. If you want to migrate your website from somewhere else towards Hostinger, you can click over here. I have a tutorial about that. You can watch it over here. I click on create. I click on next. And I don't want to use one of those tools. I want to use WordPress. So I click on skip. What domain do you want to use for this website? So now we can choose a domain name for our website. And since you get one for free, you can pick your free domain name right now. So I want to go with this domain. And then I can see if it's still available. I want to go for the .com version. So I click over here and then I click on next. Do I buy this for personal use or for my company? For my company, so I click on next step. Then I will fill in the information over here. And then I click on finish registration. So it's registering the domain. And now you need to think about the people you want to reach. Where are they living? If they live in Europe, you can select France or the United Kingdom. If they live in the United States, you can select one of those two. I go for the United States. So I click on next. So what is happening now, the domain, in my case, this one, is being registered in the whole world. So the whole world needs to know this domain is now registered. That can take a while. It can take a few minutes. It can take longer. So it says your domain is not connected to Hostinger yet because of that. It says it can take up to 24 hours, but in most cases it takes up to 5 minutes. So if I would click on preview website, we have a temporary domain at Hostinger. You can work on that and then put it back later. I prefer to wait until the domain is live. It can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I will keep track of this. I will refresh this page all the time and then I will let you know how long it took for my website to go live. So it's now 5 minutes later. I refresh the page and it is live. Your website is running smoothly. No issues were found. So now if you click on this domain, your website is live. This is so amazing. How cool is this? We are live. Congratulations with that. So now let me check a few things. I go to security, SSL. Let's see if that is installed. If our website is secure. It is active. Great. Then I go to website, WordPress. Now I can click on install WordPress. So I click over here. I need to give my website a title. I say my WordPress. My administrator email, I choose this one, my username, and then to create a password. If you click on advanced, you can install your website on your domain /new or test. But I prefer to install it on the main domain. I click on next. You can select the language of your site. I prefer English. And then I click on install now. I will be redirected to this page. Make sure that Force HTTPS is turned on. It is. So I click on admin panel. And now I will be redirected to my brand new website. Look at this, our live website. We are live. Everybody that goes to this domain at this moment will see our website. So what you see over here is the backend of WordPress. This is where we can adjust our website. If I click over here, I see the front end of my website. This is what people will see when they enter our website. And it looks okay, but of course we're gonna make it look so much better. So by default, this will be installed on your website. It can be that it looks a little bit different. And because we are logged in, we see this bar over here. Other people that are not logged in, they don't see this bar. With this bar, we can navigate from the front end to the back end by clicking here. So now I want to close the other two tabs. This is the back end of our website. This is the front end. On the back end of our website, we can adjust our website. We can create blog posts, we can add videos, images, PDFs. We can create the homepage, the contact page, the About Us page. We can moderate comments when people have a comment on a blog post or a product we have. We can change the look and feel of our website with themes. We can add extra functionalities to our website. We can add other users that can do things for us on our website. There are WordPress tools and there are settings. So you've installed WordPress on your website. Congratulations with that. This is not an in-depth WordPress tutorial. I have tons of tutorials on how to create a website using WordPress. This is more about web hosting. So if you want to continue with your website, you can go to youtube.com. You search for Ferdy.com and then complete website tutorials. Hit enter. And there you see a playlist. And if you click on it, you see a list with tutorials you can follow. An affiliate marketing tutorial, how to make a WordPress website using the Divi theme, how to create a multi-vendor e-commerce marketplace using CrocoBlog, how to create a news or blog website, how to create an online course website that's upcoming tomorrow from this day on, how to make a WordPress website using Elementor Pro, how to make a website using Elementor, the free version, how to create a web shop, how to create a social media website. So if you want to learn how to create a website, you can follow one of those tutorials, and there I will show you step by step how to configure your WordPress website. So now let's go back to Hostinger and show you what else is possible. When you sign up for a web hosting plan and you get your free domain name, it's really important to confirm your email account or your email address that you used to create an account at Hostinger. So let me show you how you can do that. When you sign up for a web hosting plan at Hostinger, you need to confirm your email address. If you have not done so, you can go to the homepage of your hosting panel and then over here, you can resend verification, or you can go to your email account, the one I signed up with for Hostinger, and here it says, Hostinger, verify your email address. So I click on verify email, and now my account is verified and my website will not go offline. So you got your free domain and you can install WordPress on that or do other things with it. What you can also do, you can create a subdomain. So if your domain would be Ferdy.com, that's in my case, the case of the case of the case. It's not your case, it's my case. In my case, it's, yeah, you know. You can also have the domain case.com. But let's go back to the subject that I was talking about. You can also have a subdomain. So for instance, courses.ferdy.com or courses.yourdomainname.com. So let me show you how to create a subdomain for your website. Over here, I have my free domain name, freddycorp.com, and I've installed WordPress on it. But how can I create a subdomain like test.freddycorp.com? Let me show you. First, I go to websites. I go to manage over here at Ferdy Corp. And then here at the left, I can go to domains, subdomains. Then I can click on subdomain and I can say courses, courses.ferdycorp.com. I click on create. Okay, what I can do now, I can go to website here at the left hand, auto installer. Then over here I see already the installed applications at freddycorp.com. And now I want to click on WordPress again. But this time I click on Advanced, and instead of installation path, missing an L over here, I can say courses.freddycorp.com. Awesome. So I can give this a title, my WordPress. I change the administrator email, the username, and the password. I scroll down and I click on Next. Install. Okay. Now I can click here, Admin Panel. And I will be redirected to courses.freddycorp.com. So if I go to the website, I'm here at courses.freddycorp.com, and now I can create a complete website over here. So I have one domain name and 2 WordPress installations. So if I would go to websites, auto installer, I see I have 2 installations over here. So that's how you create a subdomain. Since we have our own web hosting plan and our domain name, we can create an email account. We can create an email account, then we can start sending and receiving emails through webmail, but there are more ways to exchange emails. You can also do that on your phone, on your computer, on your tablet. So let me show you how you can configure it for each device, and then I will show you how you can make them sync with each other. So when you send an email on your phone, it will also be in the folder sent on your other devices. I really like that, and I hope you will do too. And I will show you how you can accomplish that. In order to create an email account for your domain, in my case, freddycorp.com, I need to go to emails. And then I click over here at Setup Free Email Service. I click on Setup, and I need to select my domain. In my case, it will be freddycorp.com. Confirm. And this can take a minute, so we need to be patient. And there we are at freddycorp.com. Setup is not finished, so I click on Manage. And now I need to select Titan Free Email. We don't need the business stuff. We just need the free stuff. That's enough. So I click on Select. Email plan was successfully created. That sounds good. And now I need to create my email account name. So it will be whatever you type over here and then at freddycorp.com. So I want to have an info at freddycorp.com. I want to make this email account my admin. So I need to create a password over here. And I want to fill in a recovery email address. So another one. So another of my email addresses. So when I mess things up with a password, I can recover it over here. So I fill in a Gmail account over here. And I click on Create New Account. So now my email account info at freddycorp.com is successfully created, and there are a few ways on how to access this. The first one is access through webmail. So I click over here, it will open in a new tab, and I need to log in. So I have my super new email address, and I need to fill in my password. And over here I can change the language. So I'm bringing it to English. I click on Login. I save it. I confirm my recovery email account. And there I am. I can get started over here by clicking here. And my name, how I want it to be displayed. So when I send someone an email, what should appear? So I can say Freddy or Freddy Corp. And then I could say my business is about web design, for instance. So let's do that. Freddy Corp, web design agency. Next. I can import emails from a Gmail account. I don't want to do that. So I click on I'll do this later. I don't want to have a professional signature, so I click on I'll do this later. And if I write a few emails back and forth, I want to put them on top of each other. So I select these settings and I click on continue. We can change it later. Awesome. And I can also use the Titan Emails app. But right now I'll say I'll do this later. Done. Happy emailing. Thank you. Okay, what I can do now, I can send an email. So let me bring this to the left. Go to my email account at MacMail. And now I want to compose a new email. So I click on Compose over here. I want to send it to my official email account. I want to say email from Freddy from online email account. I say, hey Freddy, it's Freddy here from online mail. Cheers, Ferdy. What I can do, I can send an image along. So over here, attach an image. This image over here from me in front of a crowd. And I can send it. So now I hope to expect it over here. So let me wait a second. It says over here, the message is sent from my brand new email account. Now over here, I'm waiting for it. And there it is. Message from Freddy Corp, web design agency. That sounds good. Hey, Ferdy, it's Freddy here from Online Mail. Cheers, Ferdy. So I got my email. So right now I can send and receive emails. And also if I go over here to send, I see it is sent. So I can also take a look at all the emails I've sent. So I'm a kind person. So I click on reply and I say, hey, Freddy, thank you for your email. I can also attach something. So I can go to pictures. So I can send this picture over here. Why not? I can send it. Then I wait over here. And there it is. I got my message from Ferdy with the image, and they're stacked on top of each other. So here's my email sent to him, and then there's the email back. Now I can click on reply. So that's how it works. And what I also can do, I can turn on notifications. So when I'm in my browser, I get a message or a notification when I got a new email. So if I turn it on, allow. Now it's allowed. So I go away over here. And now Ferdy is kind enough to send another email back. And I say, hey, is the notification working? Awesome. So now I only use the online version. I'm just browsing on the internet, subscribing to my own YouTube channel. And now do I get a notification when there is a new email? And there it is. It is working. So now whenever I'm browsing through the internet, I get a message over here when I get an email. Super cool. There is one thing that I want to change over here. All my emails are stacked into one email. Okay, if you want to change that, you can go to the settings over here, to the preferences, and then you can go over here at general, conversation view, replies to the same email will be grouped together in one thread. I turn it off. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I should have a few emails below each other like this. Awesome. Now let's take it to the next level. So our webmail is working. Now it's time to take a look at how to configure this on a PC or on a Mac. You can use Microsoft Outlook or Mac Mail. In either way, I will show you how you can configure that. In order to set this up on my computer, I go back to emails, to Freddy Corp, manage, and then I see quite a lot of options over here. And what I want to do, I want to go to configure desktop app. So I click over here. What I want to do, I want to take a look at the IMAP options over here. So my email address over here is info@freddycorp.com. Incoming server is really important, and the outgoing server is really important. So what I want to do now, I want to go to Mac Mail. The same principles apply for a PC. And as you see, I already have a few email accounts here. So if I want to add one using Mac Mail, I go to Mail, add an account. I want to use other mail account, continue. I want to fill in my name, which is in my case, Freddy Corp. And then I can say after that, web design agency. My email address is this one, of course, and I need to fill in the password I've created when I created this account. Then I need to copy my email address, paste it over here. I want to use the IMAP type. Then I go back to the Hostinger panel and I go for my incoming server, imap@titan.email. I paste it here. And the other one is smtp.titan.email. SMTP, double check. Yes. I click on sign in and now my emails should appear over here. Yes, I turn off notes. I only want to sync my emails. And over here I see Freddy Corp. If I uncheck this, Those emails I see over here. I also see them over here. Now let me show you some magic. This is what I like. Okay, I have my webmail over here on top, and below I have my webmail. So if I select something over here, I say mark unread. Look at that. Now it's also here, not read. So if I receive an email and I already read it on my phone or on my computer or on my webmail, and I say, hey, I want to flag this or I want to do something with it, it will be synced on all your devices that are linked to your email account. So I read it. So the blue thing goes away. Look at this. Also away. So if I go over here and I want to give it a star. Look at this. There's the flag. So flag or star. What I do when I do not answer emails, I have 638 emails that I yet have to answer. So I flag them. So when I flag something, it will be flagged in my webmail and on all the other devices I use for my email account. So this is cool. Now, let's take it a step further. I'll also show you how you can configure this on your phone. Let me show you right now. So now I have my phone over here. I will show you the screen. I want to install this on my phone. So what I will do, I go to settings. I use an iPhone. I go to mail, accounts. Someone is at the front door. Cool. I want to add an account. Click on other, add an email account. The name will be Freddy Corp Web Design Agency. My email is info@freddycorp.com. The password I've created when I created this account, and my description, which will be the same as the name. Next. It's IMAP. So I copy my email. I paste it here at the username. And also here at the username. Then host name. Remember, we can find it over here. imap.titan.email. Then SMTP outgoing server dot titan.email. And then the password again. I click on next. Everything is checked. Again, only emails. Now it's important to sync everything. Well, actually everything is already in sync with each other, but we're going to test it. And if it's working, that's for you a moment to celebrate, because man, I've been playing around with this like crazy. Every web hosting provider is different. And I'm so happy that with Hostinger, it is easy and it works right off the box, out of the box. If it's not working, then you can go to the support. And that's also part of this tutorial. So you can go along somewhere in the description. You will find how you can contact the support. But I guess everything's working right away. So now on my phone, I can go to Freddy Corp Web Design Agency. I see they're flagged. Look at this. If I unflag it, look on my phone, on my computer, it's gone. If I say over here on my webmail, it should be marked as unread. On my phone, look at this. Now it's also unread. So everything is in sync with each other. What I've not tried yet, I should do that. Two things. First, mail, accounts. At Freddy Corp. I want to change the details. So the description should also be Freddy Corp for myself. So over here it says Freddy Corp. That is better for the overview. Then I know which email account is which one. Now let me send an email from my Mac. So I say to info@freddycorp. But I want to send it from, also from Freddy Corp. Email from Mac Mail, to see if I can send emails from my Mac Mail using the SMTP server, the outgoing server. So let me check. There it is. All three, Mac Mail, web mail, and on my phone. Okay, let's see if I can send an email from my phone, from info@freddycorp, reply from phone. And if I know that, if that works, then I know I can send and receive emails from webmail, Macmail, and phone mail. So here's the moment we've all been waiting for, at least. There it is. Awesome. Reply from phone, cheers. So we synced our email accounts and now we can send and receive emails and everything will be in sync with each other. How great is that? I think it's pretty amazing. We have created a subdomain. So you have one domain and then you can create a subdomain on that domain, but you can also get a second domain and use that second domain to also create an email account or install WordPress. So let me show you how to get a second domain. In order to get a second domain, we can go to domains. We only have one over here, freddycorp.com. In order to create a new one, I click on get a new domain. I can type a domain, so freddyiscool2.com and search, or I can use generate domain using AI. So I can say I want to create a website for my photography business in Kansas City. I focus on disabled dogs. Generate. Kansas is with a K. I know KC. So I can use something like this or this or this or this. So that's what you can do if you don't, if you need some inspiration, or you click on find a new domain. So I want to go for freddyk.com. Search. And it says Freddy K is already taken. So I need to have another one. fredko.com. Search. It's already taken also. Fred Corp. There it is. It's available. So I click on buy now. Normally $16 right now, $10 for the first year, depending on how much years I choose. So I click on buy now. If I go for 3 years, I get 3 years for $9.99. If I go for 1 year, after 1 year, I start to pay $16 per year. So if you think you're gonna take this serious, then go for 3 years, so you get the most discount. I click on complete payment. Okay, now it says pending setup. What I can do now, I can go to websites, click on create or migrate a website. I want to skip this part. I want to create a new website from scratch. So I click here below. And now I can choose my domain name, which I just have chosen. I click on select. Okay, finish the registration. Awesome. Now I want to manage the site. So I click here. Great. I want to go to security, SSL. See how that is going. It's being installed. Okay. So that will go automatically. Great. Then I can go to website, WordPress, or below that, auto installers. And I want to select WordPress. I say my WordPress. Change all this stuff over here. I click on next, install. It says it will take around 3 minutes before Fred Corp will be accessible. So if I click over here, I see my website and I see it is secure. If it's not the case, then go to security, SSL, and you'll probably say it's not active yet. If not, wait until it is, and then you can check your website and it is safe. So now I can go to the admin panel over here, or I go to websites, WordPress. So I click on admin panel. Look at this. We are live and our website is secure. How great is that? It can also be that you have a complete website with emails and everything up and running somewhere else, and you're so excited about hosting it that you think, hey, I want to bring everything under one place? Well, for the cost, it's nice. And for the speed, it is nice. For the support, it is nice. What I always say to my clients and to myself is when you're happy with a web hosting platform, you're happy with the results, you're happy with what you're paying, don't migrate towards another web hosting provider. It can be a hustle. You can do it, but if you're happy with how things are going, I suggest you stick there. Unless I make a website for the client and I see that the website is slow, but I always say stick with the one. And if I'm also happy, by all means, don't change. However, if you're not happy, you're paying too much, or the website is slow, for instance, at HostGator, the websites can be really slow, then you can transfer them. And let me show you how you can do that. You need to transfer the website, the email accounts and emails, and the domain. And I will show you step by step how you can do all that. Isn't that cool? I think it is. I will show you how to make a backup of your WordPress website using 2 free tools. Then we will make a backup of our emails and email accounts, both incoming and outgoing emails. After that, using our WordPress backups, we will install an exact copy of our current website on our new web hosting provider. After we have done that, we will transfer our domain towards the new web hosting provider. And last but not least, we will create the same email address we have at our current web hosting provider and copy all incoming and outgoing emails towards that email address. So in the end, our website, domain, email accounts, and emails are all at the same place. The first thing we'll do is make backups of our current website on our current web hosting provider. So right now I host my website at hostgator.com. So I log in by clicking here, sign in. There you go. Here is my website, Ferdy.com Academy. So I click on it and I go to my website. This is the website I want to migrate towards Hostinger. So the first thing I want to do, of course, I want to log in. I'm already logged in. I go to the backend and I want to make a backup of our website. So in order to do that, I go to plugins, add new, and I search for the plugin all-in-one WP migration. This is an amazing plugin that will migrate your whole website to another web hosting provider. I click on install now and I activate it. Now I refresh the page and here, the left area, I see all-in-one WP migration and I can click on export. I click on export to and I select file. Now it will prepare the export. 270 megabytes. I click on download and there the download goes. If your website is bigger than 300 megabytes, then go to YouTube and search for migrate website free. Hit enter. There you see my tutorial on how you can do it for free when you have a bigger website. So over here, I downloaded the website. In order to make things sure, we're going to make another backup using another tool, free tool, so we can make 2 backups. So we have extra backups for if things go wrong. They never go wrong, but if they do, you have another backup. I want to make another backup, so I go to plugins, add new plugin, and I search for WP Vivid. There you go. Install now. Activate it. Refresh the page. And now we go to WP Vivid. I click on backup now. Okay, I scroll down all the way. And over here I see there's a new download. It's a lot smaller. I click on download. I click on download again. And there you go. There's another backup of our website. Okay, it is downloaded. What I will do, I'll go to my downloads. I open a new Finder area. I want to create a folder on my desktop telling me this is a backup, current website, David Corp. Then I drag those 2 files in it. So I have made 2 backups of this website. Now let's make a backup of our email accounts and our emails. Let me show you how you can do that. I will show you how to do it on Mac Mail, but the same principles can be done on a Microsoft Outlook, for instance. I suggest that you use a PC for this instead of a phone. I never have used those backups that I'm gonna create, but I just want to be sure that I don't mess things up. So that's the reason why I make backups. Now I go to the cPanel for the emails. I go to my email account, continue, I want to make a backup of all my received and sent emails on this email account. Well, the best way to do that is to have an email client. In my case, I have Mac Mail. You can also use Microsoft Outlook. What you see over here is my inbox of info@davidcorp.com. And here's my outbox, all my sent emails. So what I want to do, I want to save those so I can migrate them to the same email account, but then at Hostinger. How can I do that? Well, on Mac Mail, I can do a right mouse click and say export mailbox. This is also a backup. I think I will not use it, but it's a backup just in case things go wrong, which never happened to me in my life with anything. Everything in my life goes perfect. I'm just kidding. Backup current website. I bring it to this folder, choose. Okay. Let me check it. Here's the inbox. Then all sent emails, right mouse click, export mailbox. Also here, choose. And if I take a look, they're both called inbox, but if I click on it, this is the inbox. And at the other one inbox, it's the sent email. So I leave it as it is, a backup of all my emails. What I will do now over here at David Corp, I go to mail, settings, accounts, and then here I have David Corp. And I call this one old. So when I install my new account, I know this is the old email account, and now I will create a new one. So far we have two backups of our current website, and we have a backup of our inbox, an outbox of our info@ and then your domain email account. What is next? So now I want to install the WordPress website that we have at the other web hosting platform on Hostinger. We're going to use a temporary domain for that, so we can have the exact same website on our Hostinger server as on our current web hosting platform somewhere else. Let me show you how. So what I want to do now, I want to point our new website that we're going to create here at Hostinger towards our current domain at our current web hosting provider. In order to do that, I'm not going for a new domain. I'm going for a website. So I click on websites. I click on add website. I can go for the migration and then Hostinger will do it for you, but I prefer to do it myself and I show you in the tutorial how, because it's, in my opinion, easier and quicker. So I click on WordPress. The website is for myself. I click on next. The website is English, administrator email. I use that one. I create a password. Then I click on next. What kind of website do I want to create? I say other, next. I want to skip this step. I want to skip this step and this step. I want to use a temporary domain. Now WordPress is being installed. Also in this case, I want to clean up my website that I just created, so it's ready for us to import our current website at our new web hosting provider. Let me show you how we can clean things up. So for now, I get a really weird domain, but that's fine. Now I can go to my admin panel. Awesome. Now I can migrate our backup towards this website. How can I do that? Well, first I want to clean up my website. So I go to plugins, select all plugins by clicking here, bulk actions, deactivate, apply. Then I select all plugins again, bulk actions, delete, apply. Okay. I want to import my backup on a clean website. So I go to the posts, get rid of this blog post. Then I go to the trash and I remove it completely by emptying the trash. Then I go to the pages. I select all pages, bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, go to the trash, and I empty the trash. Then I go to the dashboard, dismiss this message over here. I collapse everything. Now I want to import the website that I exported before. So I go to plugins, add new. I search for all in one WP migration. I click on install now. Activate. Refresh. Now instead of exporting, I want to import a website. So I click on import. I click on import from file. I go to my desktop, backup current website David Corp, and I want to go for the .wpress file. I click on open. There it goes. Look how fast it is. I really like that. It is preparing the import. It says that Hostinger is using a newer PHP version. So let's see how that works. Proceed. Your site has been imported successfully. I want to save my permalink structure by clicking here. And then I need to log in again with the same details of our current website. So I need to use the same username and password of this website. So I close this and I go for my username and the password. And I click on login. Now I go to the permalinks. If you cannot find that, then go to the backend of your website. And then here at settings, permalinks, select post name and then save it twice. Save the changes and then save the changes again. Now let's take a look at our website. It can be that it looks a little bit different. It looks great if I go to the page profile. Okay, seems to work. When you've imported your website and everything is working, check it out. If you have a WooCommerce website, see if you can still sell all things. Go to all the pages, see everything is working. If it's not, let me show you how you can troubleshoot a little bit, because it's really important that everything is working. Otherwise, you can lose clients, you can lose business. So make sure that everything is working in your website. How can you do that? By trying things. So let me show you how I would do that. If somehow something looks different, you can go to the customizer. And what you need to do, you just need to adjust one thing and then save it. It's just important to save the customizer once. So I go to general, layout, increase the site width and then decrease it back, publish it. And if my layout looks different, which is not the case, but then this solves it. And if it somehow fails completely, then you can go to plugins, add new, go for WP Vivid, install now, activate, refresh, and then I go to backup and restore, scroll down, uploads, I click on select files, I go for the zip file, WP Vivid, open it, upload, the upload has completed, and now I could select those and click on restore, and then this backup will also be placed back. And then your website should work. So what we have now is a perfect copy of our old website on this interesting Hostinger temporary domain. So the next step is to display this new website from Hostinger to our current domain at our current web hosting provider. Let me show you how we can do that. The next step in this process is pointing our current domain at an external web hosting provider towards our website here at Hostinger. Over here, we have our domain. I want to point it to our current website, davidcorp.com. So when we go to davidcorp.com, the website that is stored at Hostinger, which we have migrated, will be displayed instead of the website from our current web hosting provider. In order to do that, I go to websites and then it says connect domain. So I click over here. What domain do you want to use for this website? So I go for the domain davidcorp.com. It is already registered, so I need to confirm my ownership. So I click over here. I click on next. You've selected this domain, which already registers. We need confirmation to ensure it's yours. Later, you can connect it to your website or transfer it to Hostinger. So we can do both. First, we can connect our website at Hostinger towards our domain registered somewhere else. Later, we can transfer that domain towards Hostinger. I prefer to have everything at one place, so we will do both. I click on confirm. Almost there. To view your website and make changes, you must connect your domain to Hostinger name servers from your current register. Keep in mind that propagation can take up to 24 hours. So we need to go to our current web hosting provider where our domain is stored. And there we need to point it towards the servers of Hostinger. So when people go to your domain name, they will see the website that is stored on Hostinger. So I click on go back and I can connect this domain over here. So what I will do, I will go to the dashboard. Then I go to hosting plan details. And then we see the current name service. So what we see right now, the domain is pointing towards the name servers of HostGator. And that is right, because that's where I bought the domain. But what I want to do at HostGator, I want to point the domain to the website at Hostinger. So what I will do, instead of pointing to these name servers, I will point it to the Hostinger name servers. Those are here. So I copy this one, and it's always number 1. So I will paste that at HostGator, and then I paste it again, and then I'll change the 1 to 2. Let me show you what I will do. So what I will do, I will go to hostgator.com. I'm already logged in. Then I go to domains. Domains, there it is. Now I scroll down all the way and I go to advanced tools. And here are the name servers. I want to change those. So I click on manage. I continue. And I paste it towards the one from Hostinger and then also the second one from Hostinger. So what will happen? The domain I have here at HostGator will point towards the website at Hostinger, the one we already have migrated. So I click on save. This can take up to 24 hours. Now if I refresh the page, I scroll down, you see they are linked now towards Hostinger. So I close this. And if you would refresh this, it can be that it will not be shown immediately. So we can check it over here. If the name servers are already the same ones as these, if that's the case, then the domain is pointing towards the website at Hostinger. It's now 5 minutes later. So let's refresh this. And as you see, the name servers are the same ones as the ones from Hostinger. So let me double check it. I go to dns-checker.org/ns-lookup.php. And I search for the domain. And I click on show NS records. If I see parking, then we know if people go to my domain name, they will be referred to the website that is stored right now at Hostinger. So that's successful. I go to WordPress overview, and then I want to make sure that force HTTPS is turned on. Okay. Now I click on admin panel. Now we redirect it. And now this is the website that is hosted on Hostinger. So our website is successfully migrated towards Hostinger. You can also transfer an external domain towards Hostinger. I prefer to have everything in one place. So I will transfer my domain name that's externally somewhere else towards Hostinger. So I have everything in one place. Don't you like that? I like that. If you don't, you can skip this part. If you want to learn how to do that, then keep on watching this video. And if you like what you're seeing so far, then please like this video. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials where I teach people how to make websites that can generate them money. Money, money, money. It's so funny in a rich man's world. Wow, I just came up with a song. I think, wow. Okay. Weren't we talking about bringing an external domain towards Hostinger? Let me show you how. In order to transfer your domain towards Hostinger, go to websites. There I see my domain and it says you can transfer your domain to Hostinger. So I click on transfer and I need to enter domain. It's already done. So I click on transfer, transfer, transfer. And it says the domain is locked. So what I will do, Command N, I go to HostGator and unlock it. I log in or I go to my dashboard. Then I go to domains. The domain is locked, so I scroll down and it says transfer or move domain. I click on it and I uncheck that it is locked. Awesome. Now I need to request an auth code. With that code, if I fill it in at Hostinger, then I can transfer the domain to a new register, which is also Hostinger. So I click over here. The reason is I found a better price. I click on continue. Continue with the transfer. Yes, it can take some days, 5 till 7 days. Send the auth code. Your request has been submitted. You'll receive the authorization code in your email within 3 days. That is crazy long. Normally, I will get it at once at other web hosting companies. Well, let's see how long it will take before I receive that email. It took HostGator 3 days to send the code finally. So here's the authorization code. I even wanted to open a chat session with them. Let me try it. And when I clicked on it, it did not work. So let's see. The system error occurred already for a few days. Is that the case? So I'm happy that I'm transferring my website, everything towards Hostinger. So let me go to Hostinger now. I copied the code. Now I go to domains. And if I scroll down, I see there is an external domain. This one, I want to transfer it to Hostinger. So I click on transfer. Transfer. And it will cost just $9.99. I click on purchase. Okay. I will complete the payment. And now, really important, I need to paste the key over here. We want to keep the existing name servers. Well, they're already pointed towards Hostinger, so I don't need to change anything over here. So I click on transfer domain, and this can take up to 7 days. But because our domain at HostGator, in this case, is already pointed towards the website of Hostinger, nothing will change. So our website will not be offline. So there's nothing to worry about. As it says, it takes up to 5 till 7 business days to complete. That's totally fine. Maybe you get an email like, hey, confirm that this is happening. Keep that in mind. Click on continue. The transfer is initiated. And over here, I can see what the status is. And meanwhile, your website will remain live. Now at our new web hosting provider, I want to set up my new email account. So let me show you how we can do that. I already done that in this tutorial, but let me show you again how we can do that. In order to set up a new email account, I go to emails. I go for the free service, which is included in the web hosting package we have. We don't need this. So I click on setup. I select my domain, David Corp, confirm. So now I see add David Corp over here. I click on manage. I go for Hostinger free, select. And here I see my domain. And here I can say, I want to have info@davidcorp. I create a password and then I click on create and I create the email account info@davidcorp.com. Create. Awesome. We can access our email account through the browser. So if I click over here, I can go to webmail. I fill in my password. Look at this. Online, we can have access to our account already. So I can compose an email to myself, info@davidcorp.com. Test email from webmail. Hey, David. I can attach a file. I can click on send. And now I get that email in my inbox, test from webmail. If I go to send, it is there. Awesome. Now again, I want to configure our email account on a client, in this case, Microsoft Outlook or Macmail, so we can copy all our current emails from our current web hosting provider towards our new address. And in that way, we can copy and paste all received and sent emails from the old web hosting provider towards the new one. What I want to do now, I click over here and I click on complete. So I'm here at emails. If I click on it, I can select this one again by clicking on manage. And now in this overview, I want to scroll down and go to connect apps and devices. Yes, I'm going to do it manually. So I scroll down and I need this information in order to configure my email client on Microsoft Outlook or Macmail. So what I will do, I will go to my Macmail. What I see, since our website is now hosted at Hostinger, my old email account at HostGator is not working anymore. And that makes total sense. So now I want to create my new account and then copy all these emails to my new account. So I go to mail, add an account, other mail account, continue. And then I call this one David Corp new. My email address is info@davidcorp.com. My password, I click on sign in. Then I want to copy my email address and paste it over here. Then I go to my browser, copy the incoming server, and I paste it here. And I want to copy the outgoing server. Copy it. By the way, we're going to use IMAP. That means that when I adjust something on my email client, for instance, MacMail, it will also be adjusted on my phone. And if I delete something on my phone, it's also deleted on my webmail and on my email client. So everything is in sync with each other, which is amazing. I click on sign in and I want to sync my emails, not my notes. So I click on done. And if everything is working, then I should see that one email I sent to myself. And there it is. So now I know it's working. So let me click over here. I go to mail, settings, David Corp. I call this one David Corp. New. So here is the old and here's the new. Also here below, I can go for the old inbox. There's the new inbox with only one email. So what I can do now, really simple. I go to my old email box, which is not online anymore, but the emails are still there. I say Command A and I drag those emails from the old one to the new one. I can also go back and hold Command, Control on the PC, and then it becomes a plus. Now I copy them to the new email account, which is hosted at Hostinger. Then I go to my sent emails from my old email provider at HostGator, copy it, hold Command, and drag it to send. Awesome. So is this working now? That's the question. Well, I can find out by going to my webmail. There it is. It is working. If I go to my sent emails, there they are. If I go to my inbox, and in that way we perfectly migrated info@davidcorp.com with all the emails incoming and outgoing towards Hostinger. So now it's time to test everything. Are all emails working? Can you receive them on your phone or all devices? Can you also send emails from all clients, from your phone, from your webmail, from your MacMail, from your Outlook? Make sure that everything is working. And if it is, you can do a little dance. If nobody's watching, and be happy because then everything is working. So let's check it out. Inbox. There's an email, reply. I say sent from MacMail. Hey, if I want to, with MacMail, it's really easy to import something. So let me see if I have an image. I send it and there it is. So let me see how it is with webmail. And there it also is. Look at this. If I click over here and then I click on mark as flagged, now it becomes red. Look at this at my MacMail. It is red. How cool is this? So also here, I flag this email. I go to my webmail and it's also flagged. If I remove this email, delete, and I go to my MacMail, it is also deleted. If you want to learn how to put your email account on your phone, click over here because there I have a complete tutorial about Hostinger where you can learn everything you need to know. And there I will talk about how you can configure this for your phone. Since everything is working, we can remove our other accounts. I would not be in a hurry with this. Just leave it for there. And if you after a few weeks, everything is still working, then you can remove the old accounts. But you don't have to make a rush out of it. Is that the right way to say that? I don't know, but take your time to do that. So I don't need this one anymore. So I could go to mail, settings, accounts, and then the old one, make it inactive. And now when people send me emails, I will receive it on my new account. And I go to settings. And I call this one David Corp. So that's how you can migrate all your emails and your email account to a new web hosting provider, in this case, Hostinger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about backups. Every day, Hostinger is making a backup of your website. And if you somehow mess things up in your website, or even worse, someone else is messing things up in your website, you can restore one of those backups. Let me show you how we can do that. We can go to our websites. I have two. One of them is Freddy Corp. And I had a beautiful website on it, but right now, I go to manage and I click over here. I messed things up. I removed a lot of things and I want to bring it back. How can I do that? Well, Really simple. Or over here, I go to daily backups, or here at the left, I go to files. And what's also handy is just search here, backups. Wow. It's so easy. Click on it. And now I can restore websites. I click on select. I can select my domain or my website, Freddy Corp in this case, and I choose a date. Well, I know that I had this beautiful website on the 15th of November. There can be a screenshot. Right now there is not one, but I click on restore. And I understand that restoring the selected backup version will replace all the current website files and databases. So keep in mind that it will be replaced. So if you've created a lot of things after, in my case, the 15th, that will be gone. Keep that in mind. So I use it when I mess things up. If I ever mess things up in my website, I can turn back, restore a backup from the day before or the most recent one. I'll show you in a minute how to do that. But right now I want to bring up my really big website that I removed. So I click on restore. So now we have to wait. So what have you been up to lately? What have you done today so far? Have you done the things you were planning to do? Or not? Or maybe you had no plan, so you decided to just browse through the internet and then you came towards this video. Now you're watching this video, or did you plan to watch this video? Like, hey, I want to learn how to replace a backup. What's your story? Okay. You can talk out loud back to me now, okay? Okay, my website is restored. In the restore history, I can see that it is successfully restored. So now if I go to freddycorp.com, voila, it's there. It's working. Okay, now I can log in. So I can go back to the, get rid of this, go to the dashboard, admin panel. And what you can do, let me show you something. If you update a plugin, so I click on, okay, let me click on update and then I click somewhere else. Look at this. Now I broke my website. Oh, it's not that broke. Okay, normally it will be broken. Let me see if I can do that again. Update all. Okay, it's in the middle of updating things. Yes, now I broke down my website. Awesome. No, I want to break down my website. Okay, let me do something different. I added the page. I like it that Hostinger is fixing this, because with other web hosting providers, I had to do a lot of things manually in order to fix that. So I deleted a lot of things. I'm in a fight with my wife and she enters my website and starts to delete a lot of stuff. I know she would never do that. And then she updates it. And now my website looks like this. Now like, oh no, what should I do? Now I can go to the files, backups, and I can restore the website again. Choose the backup, this one. Restore. Yes, restore. And everything is restored. Just like my relationship with my wife after the big fight. That's why you need to change your password now and then. No, kidding. You can also create a manual backup. So if you have done a really big change to your website, you can say, hey, right now I want to create a new backup so you can restore it later. Let me show you how you can do that. Search for backups, click over here, and then go to generate a new backup. So right now my website, it looks like this. I'm happy with it. I adjust a few things, the new Black Friday discount. So I want to create a backup. So I go to Files, Backups, and now I can say over here, generate a new backup. Select, proceed, and now it's creating a backup on demand. Awesome. Now I can go to restore website. And right now, the time is 20:49. And here it says a backup from a minute ago. So that's how you create a manual backup. So now you can adjust things, and if you somehow don't like it, you can restore that backup that you just made. So when you have a website and there's an update, it can be that you want to try it out on a test server, or maybe you want to do a lot of changes and you're like, I don't want to show that live, and I also don't want my website to be offline. Well, then you can use a staging tool. A staging tool is making a copy of your current website. That current website will stay live, nothing will change, but on the staging website, you can adjust things, change the colors, change everything. So you can see it's a different website than the current one. When this is everything you want it to be, after all the changes you have made, and you're like, okay, this is what I want my live website to be, then you can click on a button and then that website will go to the live website. So it's a safe way to make adjustments in your website. And if something breaks down or you mess things totally up, then it's not on your live website, but it's on the staging website. And then you can restore it back up and try again. So this is the best way to make big changes to your website without crashing your website. And if you do it on your live website and you crash it, you can make use of a backup. I always make use of the live version, that I update things over there. But if you want to do it the safe way, which is probably better, then you should use a staging website. So let me show you how to create a staging website, adjust things, and then push that staging website to the live website. Look at this. I can search for staging, WordPress staging. What you can do, you can create a temporarily subdomain, adjust things, and when you're happy with the results, the adjustments, your site is perfectly working, then you can click on one button or one push on the button, and your staging environment will be published to the live website. Why do that? If you break your website down during the changing in the staging area, your live website will still be intact. So if you're doing big updates, use the staging tool. How do you do that? You click on create staging. I call this one staging, create. This can take a few minutes before it is initiated or activated. It just said that the staging environment is created. So over here, what I can do, I can manage the staging. What you can do now, we can go to the staging admin panel, or we can go to staging security. And if there are updates, which there are, over here, there are 4. I can also update them over here. So if you prefer to do that, click here on update, update. So it will be updated from Hostinger. Okay, the SR theme was successfully updated. So now, I don't see the updates anymore. Let me see. Updates. Yeah, I have 3 updates. So you can also update from over here. I go back to the staging dashboard. I can go to the staging admin while I'm already there. So I can update everything. Okay. Then I go to the website and I think, hey, there's even more discount right now. So I go to Hostinger. I grab this. Let me do that really quick. Edit the page. Click over here. Replace. Upload. I know I should rename my image, but right now, for the sake of the tutorial, I'll just upload it. Over here, I say 85. Update. Okay, does my website still work? Yes. Okay, my live website, freddycorp.com, still shows 81. So now I'm happy with what I have over here. My website is still working. So what I want to do now, I want to go back at staging, click over here on the 3 dots and click on publish. Now I'll click on publish over here. And now within a few minutes, the staging website will be published on the live website. And in that way, everything will run smoothly. So now it's a matter of me waiting until this one is finished. And I can do that by refreshing the page. It's now 2 minutes later. Let me refresh it again. And now it's working up to 85%. So that's how you can use staging. Let's talk about CDN. CDN comes with your Hostinger plan. This is amazing. With CDN, you can make a smaller backup of your complete website and share it on a lot of servers in the world. So no matter where people come from, they always have a server close by that can show your website to them, because the shorter amount the website has to travel, the faster it will be shown on their computer screen or on their phone. So in that way, CDN is a great way to make your website visible on the whole internet in a really short amount of time. So let me show you how to turn on CDN and how it works. For this one, I created a few cool animations. It took me a long time, so if you can appreciate that, then please like this video. Let me show you how CDN works. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. A CDN will make your website faster. How does it work? When I have a website and the server of that website is in Arizona, United States, and a visitor from Arizona goes to my website, then the response time is really fast. Why? Because someone from Arizona is visiting my website that is located in Arizona. But if a visitor from Australia enters my website, the response time can be quite a bit lower because a longer distance has to be taken in order to get the information from my server and bring it back to the visitor in Australia. So the longer the distance between your visitor and your server where your website is located, the slower the website will be for that person. And it is known that when a website loads within 1 second, it will convert 2.5 times more than when a website loads in 5 seconds. So website speed is really important, and that's where CDN comes in. There are 3 key things that CDN does. The first thing, it will compress your website into a smaller website so it will load faster. The second thing, it will place your compressed website on multiple servers in the world, CDN servers, so that when visitors go to your website, they go to the closest server that has a copy of your website that is compressed. So the loading time will decrease drastically. And the third thing it does, it will protect your website from DDoS attacks. Do I say that right? DDoS? DDoS? It will protect your website from attacks. So let me show you how it works. I have a website over here, freddycorp.com. If I take a look at the GT metrics, it looks fine. But what it says, that's funny. It's not funny, it's true. The first thing that I should do, use a content delivery network. Well, I have one in my package at Hostinger because I have the business package. As you see, business web hosting. So I need to go to websites. Here's freddycorp.com, business web hosting, manage. Then I go to performance, CDN. And what I see, Freddy Corp, it's disabled. And here it says it will increase the speed, but it can take between 24 and 48 hours before it's fully active. So I click on enable. And now it says CDN is enabled successfully, but it can take a while. So it's now an hour later. Here at Performance CDN, I can click on the arrow to the right, and then I see it is active. Awesome. What I can do now to optimize even further, I can go to website optimization. All the images can be compressed to WebP, which is a lot smaller than JPEG and PNG, and it still has a transparent background like PNG. I want to minify the CSS files. I want to minify the JavaScript files. Smart image optimization is okay for the mobile. It can be even smaller, but it's okay. I keep it with this, so I click on save the changes. Then I go to traffic blocking. We can block IP addresses or certain countries using CDN, and add security. If you're under attack, you can say I'm under attack, and then you get advanced security. We can use TLS 1.3, but right now 1.3 is not available for all devices. So if people with an older device go to your website, it can be that they do not get your website. So I turn this off, but that's how you can optimize it. Now let's go back to GT metrics. I say HTTPS freddycorp.com. Test your site. And if you take a look, it seems to be faster. So it's doing a job. And that's how you can use CDN at Hostinger. If you want to reach out to the support, go to this icon, this question mark, help. Then you can find a lot of topics. Also over here. So click the thing you want to have help for, or describe it over here. My domain is offline. Here you see a few messages. You can click on it. Then you get help. If you can't find help, then You can scroll down, go to domain. Let me see. Domain stopped working. Chat now. Say over here. What's going on? My domain is offline since a few hours. So I get help right here. So that's how you reach out to the support. Dear people, thank you for seeing this, because then you probably watched a long time of this tutorial, or you just went to the end because you know in the end I'm gonna make jokes. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. Am I serious? Am I not? My wife sometimes says, are you serious? No, it's not. Yeah. If my endings are not funny in tutorials, I try to make them weird, which can also be kind of funny or not. And you're like, what is this? Such a good tutorial, and then this at the end. So yeah. Okay, let me try to make it up. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you have an amazing online business. You can help a lot of people on autopilot. My camera is heating up, so I need to finish this. And good luck with everything you do. Thank you for watching this video and take care. Bye bye.